No Man's Sky has a whole lot of different technologies, and if you're new to the game or just never looked into it, you are probably missing out on one or two of the best. Our first technology is, in my opinion, just about the most important technology in the game, the sublight amplifier. It's so important because it saves you actual real-life time. You may think, as you're playing a game, isn't the point to enjoy it? And yes, it is, and this cuts out some boring time. What the sublight amplifier does is increases the speed at which you pulse in space. It is the only technology that does this. Only the core pulse module and the sublight amplifier have the pulse drive power stat, which determines the speed, and if you play about with adjacency bonuses you can really boost it. Ideally you want 2 supercharged slots in your ship that are diagonally connected. Place a sublight amplifier in one, then have the 3 procedural upgrade modules touching 3 of its sides. 2 of these should also be touching the sides of the other supercharged slot. Have the last side of the sublight amplifier be touched by the flight assist override. Put the pulse engine core module in the other supercharged slot and the instability drive in a corner touching 2 of the procedural upgrades. This will give you a beastly setup, taking the initial bonus of 30% to 135%, making you more than twice as fast when pulsing in space. You can grab the sublight amplifier plan from Hyperion on the Space Anomaly. Though it is a pricey 460 nanites compared to the other plans, it's well worth it. The economy scanner is an insanely useful Starship technology. It is also about the most obvious on this list, but it can often be taken for granted. The economy scanner has 3 main uses. The first and most important would be how it shows you the economy type and strength of a system before you've been to it on the galactic map. This is a huge deal for any explorer, trader and ship freighter or multi-tool hunter, as economy matters, primarily the economy strength. While economy types such as power generation or scientific only really matters to people trading the trade good items to make some units, economy strength matters to most players, as among a few things it directly affects the spawning classes of multi-tools, starships and freighters. You may have heard elsewhere, but systems with 1-star or low strength economies will never spawn S-class multi-tools or freighters, and the only S-class ships they can spawn is the local exotic, due to exotics only existing in S-class. 2-star economies have a 1% chance of these spawning as S-class, and 3-star economies have a 2% chance. Now you may be thinking what strength pirate systems are. Well, they are their own strength, and in theirs S-classes have a 5% chance of spawning. It's a huge advantage to the others, however there is a disadvantage too. While the rate of S-class spawning is much higher in pirate economies, the S-classes that spawn there are sort of crippled, though it's not easy to tell. They are crippled because the bonuses that the class affects, such as damage, shield and hyperdrive range for a ship, will be on the low end of the range they can be for that type and class. Say you get an S-class explorer in a 3-star economy and another in a pirate economy. An explorer's hyperdrive range at S-class will be between 90 and 120%. The one you got from the pirate system will be around the 90%, and the one you got from the 3-star economy system will be close to the 120%. Both great ships, one better than the other. The other uses for the economy scanner are to look for trade surges nearby, which I have yet to properly look into, and I'm finding it hard to be particularly interested as I don't think it's something I can gamify, but also to look for trading posts. Using the economy scanner via the quick menu allows you to ping a local trading post, a simple yet incredibly useful thing. I always have a base of the trading post that sells navigation data, as maps from the cartographer are super useful, and navigation data is incredibly cheap, so having a place I can buy 80 or so at whenever I want is great. Sometimes you want to look for a portal. Pinging a trading post before you find a monolith will allow you to get the Viking dagger or whatever you need in that system to ping the portal from the monolith. Grab the economy scanner technology plan from either Hyperion on the Space Anomaly for 150 nanites or from the distress beacon at a crash ship site. Trade rockets are another unsung hero. Over the span of No Man's Sky, it's a relatively new addition and it's pretty snazzy. This exosuit technology allows you to sell items for units without having to find a trade terminal. Just spawn it in front of you via the quick menu, whack your items for sale inside it, and let it rocket off to the space station to middleman its way to your riches. This is the type of technology that you don't think about until you've been digging up 1,000 ancient bones and have no space for more. Spawn it, fill it up, and more space to store those relics you've got your eyes on. To get this, just buy it from Celine on the Space Anomaly for the low price of 90 nanites. I've been talking about unsung heroes here, and the Exocraft Scanners are the peak of ignored. Ever since No Man's Sky was updated to have your ship with you when you pass through a portal, the usage of Exocrafts has plummeted. Yet, as mobile treasure finders, they can't be beaten. The Roman, Nomad, Colossus and Pilgrim all use the same scanner technology type. Having any of these with the Exocraft radar installed will allow you to scan for depots, which store some valuable resources. Installing the radar resonator upgrade increases the things to scan for to include ruins and monoliths. Installing the final upgrade, the radar amplifier, will add abandoned buildings and drop pods, allowing you to farm larval cores and increase your exosuit inventory. But there are more exocrafts than those. The badass looking yet infuriating to use in first person Minotaur has its own scanning tech, the Minotaur Radar Array. This can be used to scan for depots, operation centres, manufacturing facilities, transmission towers, distress signals such as crashed freighters and crashed ships, and trading posts. A pretty extensive list of extremely useful locations, the crashed ships in particular. Then there's also the Nautilon, the submarine exocraft, which also has its own scanning technology called the high power sonar. This can scan for sunken freighters and drowned ships, as well as sunken buildings and underwater ruins. Due to the extra efforts in going for underwater objects other than the underwater ruins, it's better to go for the Minotaur, unless you want that deep sea aesthetic while you're salvaging. Many of these technologies are gained through the base missions, with the Nautilon gained through Dreams of the Deep, but as with most tech you can just buy the plans with nanites from the Anomaly too. Though of course if you're going to use your exocrafts you'll want the peak of convenience. The Orbital Exocraft Materializer, a freighter-based room that allows you to summon any of your existing exocrafts anywhere in the system the freighter currently resides, meaning you can just summon your freighter in and have access to all of your exocrafts. The Paralysis Mortar is a multi-tool technology that temporarily paralyzes your foes. This is a fantastic early game option before you have built up a powerful weapon. It especially shines when fighting sentinel drones that just keep repairing each other, allowing you to more easily crowd control and focus your main weapons fire one target at a time. Another fantastic use is with the plasma cannon. While I don't advise the plasma cannon for permadeath players, using either the neutron cannon or the plasma cannon in conjunction with the Paralysis Mortar allows you to gather up enemies and area of effect them to oblivion. Also, installing the voltaic amplifier as well will cause even more damage to those paralysed foes. You can grab this from EOS on the Space Anomaly. Lastly is the matter beam, one of the best technologies in No Man's Sky. What this technology gives is pure convenience, allowing you to access your freighter's inventory when not even in the same system. And when you are in the same system, you can even access any storage containers you built rooms for on your freighter. Having what is essentially your entire vault and fortune at your fingertips by summoning your freighter from space on a planet's surface is just crazy convenient. And once you've built the matter beam, a new save without it will feel like living in the Stone Age. As you can only get this from the upgrade terminal on a freighter, it is a touch pricey, being 5 salvage frigate modules, but it's oh so worth it. All of these techs are pretty great, and you should totally try out any you are unfamiliar with. See you on the next one.